Thank you so much, Gautam, for the introduction. Guys, I need volunteer because I'm going to show magic. Can anybody? Yeah, please come, Sriram. Chalo. So take this card. Come here. So I have cards in my hand and I'm going to show you some magic. Okay, I have 4 cards in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Can you note down these cards? Done? I'm going to replace this 10, 1. Can you give me that? So isn't it amazing? All are S card. Oh, is it? How can I show? Yeah. So, yeah, it's not. Thank you. You can see, no? You can inform these people and confirm. Yeah, thank you so much. So magic is all about doing unexpected, unexpected surprise you get in magic, and that's the power of magic. So meta programming is similar to like that. In Ruby, you can create any method or modify any method on the fly. That's the magic of meta programming. And today, I'm here to share my learnings over the year about meta programming in Ruby. I think, yeah. So I am Chaitali Khangar. I work as a technical architect at Rails Factory. And if you want to connect with me, you can connect me on LinkedIn. Usually I share my insights on LinkedIn. In Rails Factory, we build scalable high-performance application, and we have been doing this from last 18 years. Today, I'm going to talk about definitely what is meta programming. And meta programming is incomplete without code. So we will be seeing code in action. And I will make sure that you will have some wow moment by the end of this talk, which you can flaunt to your team members who have not attended RubyConf. So what is meta programming? Any takers for this? So meta programming is a program that treats other program as a data, or it's a code that generate a code. And Ruby does this on runtime. So whenever you are using meta programming, you get runtime abilities. You can create, modify, or call the code at runtime. And we should use meta programming because we want to reduce repetition, as we all are Ruby developer and we hate repetition. And that's why we follow dry principle, isn't it? We want flexible adaptive code, and we want to build a DSL, then you can use meta programming. You are probably thinking, enough of theory, Chaitali. We are devs, we want to see the code. Don't worry, I hear you. So let me ask you a question. Puts is a keyword or method? Method, yeah, it's a method. If it is a method, then where it is defined? Kernel, yeah, it's defined in a kernel module. So whenever you want your method to be accessible by any object, you can define that method in a kernel module. As in Ruby, everything is object, and one of the ancestor of object is kernel. Let's move to the titleize method. So my requirement is I want a string to get titleized. So do you think, what do you think the output of this will be? I will just give you space to check out the code. Any guesses? If you have any thoughts, guys, you can shout it out. I'm not able to hear you. Yeah. So we don't have titleize method in Ruby, whereas in Rails we have. So let's implement it. So we have a class string and we are putting this titleize method here, where we are splitting it and capitalizing each word by joining them. What will be the output of this hello world from Ruby? Every word will be in a capitalized letter. So we call this as, string is a predefined class in Ruby, right? In Ruby, you can open any predefined or user-defined class, and we call this as open class. Now I have a question for you. So we have a class string, we have a reverse method here. What will be the output? Same, yeah, and we call it as, let me give you a hint, monkey patching. I love that voice. Let's move to magical method. So we have a class user. We have created one simple method admin, which is returning a role. If it is equals to admin, it will be returned true or false. What if I want to add new role? What can I do? Any suggestion? Any thoughts, guys? Don't be shy. There is no right or wrong answer. Method missing. Do you feel? Here we need method missing. Or we can create, let's consider if we want to create viewer or editor, two roles. We can either copy paste this method and replace just admin by viewer or editor, or we can use define method and you can generate the method dynamically. In Rails, enum is using define method to generate the methods on fly. So what will be the output of this? User role admin question mark? True or false? I think everyone is sleeping. So the output of this will be a true. And this is called as dynamic method. Now let's move to hidden charm. So we have a class calculator. This is very simple. We have add method, subtract method, and now we have created instance of a calculator class. Now I'm going to call a method either add or subtract, but that I'm going to decide on the runtime. So what can I use? We can use send, or we can use public send. So in this case, we are using public send as these methods are public. And we call it as dynamic method dispatch. So now I want to ask you, can we use also send here? We can, yeah? We will be getting the same output here. But we should be cautious when we are using send, as it breaks the encapsulation. Then why Ruby has implemented send if it is breaking the encapsulation? With great power comes with great responsibility. So if you have that power of a magician, so it's your responsibility to keep the things in a place. Now it's time to put send into action. Can we compute 1 plus 2 plus 3 using send? If yes, then I wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Take your time, guys. Yeah, but how? Can we pass mics if possible? Seema, can we give him mic?
किसको?
Guys, don't be shy. You can give answer. No worries. Maybe you can talk to me after my talk. Now let's move to the singleton method. We all have heard that singleton method is defined for specific object to customize the behavior of that object without affecting the other object. Now it's time to see singleton method in action. So here we have class greeting. We have two instances, rgreet, jgreet. We are creating this sHello method. So what will be the output of this? Special hello. Now what will be the output of this? Undefined method error. Because we have defined sHello method only for a single object, and we call it as a singleton method. Now this raises a question to me. Should we consider class method as a singleton method? I can see a lot of thinking faces, but can you please shout it out? Yeah? That's good, Danimesh. So let's move to the special class. Here we have the same singleton method, right? So in Ruby, every method resides in a class. So where does singleton method reside? It should be in a singleton classes. And we often call it as an end class. Or some people also say that it's a meta class. End class are hidden anonymous classes in Ruby. Ruby creates this class for every object where usually singleton methods are stored. Let's move to the meta class. Can you tell me what will be the method type for sHello? Will it be instance method or class method? Class method. So yeah, it's a class method. And it's how you can declare a method inside a method using meta class. So meta class are not accessible outside it, but if you want to define a method inside it, you can use this class self syntax. Let's move to mimicking magic. What is this a keyword or method? ATTR sir? Any guesses? It's a method. And it mimics the behavior of getter and setter. That is the reason we call it as a mimic method. It's a public instance method which is defined in a class module. Let's move to hook method. So here we have a module, logger utility, which has log message method. And we have class application. And we are including logger utility. So what will be the method type for log message? Will it be a class method or instance method? Yeah, it will be an instance method. So when you will be doing this application.new.log message error, what will be the output? It's simple, it's instance log error. Now I want to add a new method here, log event. But now I don't want this method as an instance method. I want this as a class method. So how can I do that? I can wrap this method inside a module. I can create, call this method self.included, where I can add base.extended and extend that module and get the output. Here you can see application.log event error, we will be getting the output. But what is this included method? So in Ruby, we call it as a hook method. Hook methods are a method where you can bind your event and it's called during the object life cycle. Let's move to instance access. So this is simple. We have class magic bag where I have hidden item. Now I want to access this item. How can I do that? What will be the output of this? Undefined method, because it's not a getter. We have not added attr, reader, writer, or not defined any getter setter method for it. Then how can I do that? We can use instance eval to get that value. So instance eval is always used or evaluate with the context of receiver. If the receiver is an instance, it will be evaluated based on that. If the receiver is class, it will be evaluated on the basis of that. It's a public instance method which is defined in a class object. Let's move to class access. Now in this class, I want to add new method perform. How can I do that? We just learn one thing. Class eval, yeah, that's good. We can use class eval. In this case, open class will not be preferable one because when you are not sure that which class you want to call, that time you can use class eval. In Rails is using class eval whenever you have some concerns defined in a model side. That time Rails is using class eval to define some scopes or association. Class eval always evaluated with the context of class. It's a public instance method which is defined in a class module. Now let's move to cherry pick. So we have a module magician. Magician can do magic or they can do cast spell. I have a class developer where I have given ability to developer to do some magic. But here is the problem. Developer can perform magic, but developer cannot do cast spell. He cannot say, right now I have just done magic, but I have not spelled abracadabra and all. So how can we do that? We can add method, magic method in a developer class. We can cherry pick the magic method. We can bind it to a developer class and call it. So what will be the output of this? Perform a magic on a task. And when we will call cast spell, we will be getting undefined method. In this case, we have not used included or extend. Now guys, I think I am ending this presentation because I have forgot something which is really important. By any chance, do you have any idea? Yeah, it's a thank you. So that's the power of a method missing. You can call undefined method and decide the behavior of it. And just like this code has handled, thank you. I want to thank you all for handling my course and question. Thank you for being amazing audience.